end of an era. The conservation program that saved an endangered species could be ending in America. Giant pandas debuted at the National Zoo in the nation's capital back in 1972 after China gifted a pair as a way to open up diplomatic relations with the Western world. And the gesture became known as panda diplomacy. And by the 80s, zoos all across the world were lent pandas via 10-year loan contracts. The global effort was costly but successful, and the panda was taken off the endangered list in 2016, which is great. And this loan agreement has been extended 3 times in Washington, D.C., but was not renewed this time, signaling political tensions could be the driving force behind this bittersweet goodbye. Lauren Tomlinson is the former Deputy Assistant Secretary for the Department of Homeland Security. Lauren joins us live. Thank you for being here. A lot of people are really disappointed to hear this. We know that there have been these attempts to renew these contracts. Those attempts have failed. Is there any chance any of the pandas will stay here in the States?
There is a small chance. A lot of folks are holding out hope that this could be actually fixed at the presidential level of all things, and that relations with China have gotten so bad that it may actually be a negotiating tool with China when he's expected to, when President Xi, the Chinese president, is actually expected to meet with President Biden in San Francisco in November at a summit, an Asia-Pacific Economic Forum. So there is an opportunity for this to be kind of saved at the 11th hour if all goes well, but not many people are expecting it, considering that they've not renewed any of the leases in the United States, including the one in Atlanta that's going to come up at the end of this year. So it does feel like a retaliatory measure against some of the measures that the United States has been imposing on China ever since the spy balloon instance.
Yeah, and in this, the pandas, obviously were endangered, taken off that list, which is great. Taking a look there at that video. People always love visiting the pandas. Lauren, we know that tensions are so high between the U.S. and China. I mean, is it just too late? Are we past the point of being able to fix this, do you think?
The Biden administration is trying very hard to maintain communications, sending a lot of diplomats, a lot of our officials over to China over the past couple of months. Senator Schumer and a bipartisan group of senators are going to China next week. China's telegraphed that, they're watching closely the behavior of these senators to see if this will impact President Xi's visit to San Francisco in November. So, communication is open. The problem, I think, is that there is a lot of measures that the United States is imposing onto China, rightfully so, because they have been abusing the world order as far as stealing, intellectual property. They have been doing cyber attacks against the United States. They've been spying. There's been a lot of stories in the, in the public recently about the lengths in which they are spying on not only the United States and their allies. So it does feel like a critical moment in which tensions are so high. You wonder if diplomacy will fix it. I think that there can be communication, but I think that we will be in an instance where we're probably going to lose these pandas for a while here.
All right. Well, last question for you. Only have about 15 seconds left. We will probably lose the pandas, do you think we'll see them come back at some point?
Perhaps, but I would say that tensions between China are so rough right now, and especially if China ends up invading Taiwan in 2027 like we've expected, and the possibility of America going in to help, I can't imagine that they're going to be gifting these pandas back anytime soon.
All right, so we got to enjoy them while we can. All right, Lauren Tomlinson, thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.